Hello, dear Virgo. I am Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your November 2021 horoscope with an emphasis on your third and fourth houses and what that offers to you. Now, you're moving out of the Libra energy, which you were in, which was hopefully energizing that second house. Now we're putting that sun, moon, or rising sign on the first house here. And so here we're moving now into the communication, into connection. It's also the rudimentary or elementary way in which you receive information and how you organize it. It's that I want to know certain things, and it's just really for the sake of knowing about it, for the joy of it, and also for learning. It's how we learn, it's how we connect. Now with Scorpio here, you may find yourself going really deep and investigative with certain pieces of information, or maybe you're researching what it is you want to learn more about. Maybe you've taken on a new project at work, or you're in a new relationship, or you're in an established relationship and you want to go deeper. And so you may find yourself in very intense conversations this month with others, or maybe just internally with yourself. But again, you may be looking at ways in which you can improve yourself through the next level of learning. And this also is where you start at the basics, if you will. And you may find yourself with Scorpio being a transformative energy sign, that you may find yourself going and whittling away the basic, like all the fluff, so you can get back down to the basics or fundamentals of certain subject matters. And then you're organizing it in a way that you can now communicate it, or you can share it with others. And you may just try it locally first. In other words, third house is all about our neighborhood. It's about our local community. And so maybe you get a little bit more involved with just sharing this with those that are you're closest to, or maybe you're helping them to understand something at a deeper level. And they've given you that kind of project or inspiration to say, you know what, I have some ideas that I want to share. Let me go back and research it first and really get the basics down, and then we can connect and share it. And with this, Scorpio energy, we have a new moon on the 4th, and it is creating an opposition to Uranus and a square to Saturn. So it's activating a grand fixed square with your 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th houses. What that will energize further is that all this information that you are maybe investigating, or you're discussing, or you're trying to organize for yourself on a very strong level, is that you may find yourself having these abstract, that 9th house, abstract concepts that need to be brought into something workable, something you can actually put into a tangible form. And it may be that your technology isn't up to par, or maybe you're not able to get others to get on board with your ideas and things like that. And at a new moon, we're looking at setting intentions or planting new seeds, right? And so it may be that in this tension point with the square, where it's like, I don't have the things that I need in order to communicate and to organize and to learn and grow in the way that I really want to share this information. And so you set intentions to maybe go back to school, or maybe take on a certification or a course. Now, if you're the one designing it, it may be that you go back to whittling, like I say, taking all the fluff, whittling that away, and saying, you know what, if I had to redo this course, or I had to rewrite whatever it is that I'm trying to communicate or trying to understand, then this is the way I would do it. Now, with that 6th and 12th house also involved in this square, it may show up in a subconscious way. So I offer to you, especially with Scorpio being very intuitive and the psychic energy being energized here, spend time in meditation or in dream state, spend time in quietude during this new moon time, because you could get these sudden ahas that show up with Uranus involved that then give you the information you need, because here comes Venus moving into Capricorn, starting to make this beautiful trine to you on November 5th. So the day after this new moon, and it's in your 5th house of creative expression, pleasure, where you can take some risks, children, all of that. And children isn't just with our physical children, it could be ideas that we have, right? Or information that we're sharing. And so in Venus and Capricorn takes it very seriously. And she also can attract to you professionals or those who are in a greater status, if you will, that maybe have experience or an expert in that particular field. They can actually benefit you to be able to push your ideas or maybe help you organize it. You could draw in a teacher, you could draw in somebody who can give you a greater sense of stability for the way in which you are putting your ideas and thoughts together and then sharing. This isn't necessarily where a lot of manifestation may happen until later in the month, but it will still give you the opportunity to feel like you've got a plan. You'll start putting a plan together. How do I really want to put myself out there? What's next for me? I see a lot of you Virgos really planning for that future and saying, who and what do I need in order to accomplish greater pleasure, greater joy in my life? I want to make sure that I have the job, that I have the people, the relationships that actually celebrate me and bring out the best in me. And who is that? And what does that look like? And if money was no object, or if I wasn't in survival mode, how would I build my life from here? Those are some questions that you may be answering this month. Mercury enters Scorpio right after Venus moves into Capricorn. So Mercury enters Scorpio November 6th, further emphasizing that third house. And I'm going to talk about your fifth house one more time because relationships, are important. And that is fifth house as well. But it's not a relationship like marriage. It's more like love affair, dating, sort of that initial infatuation piece. But with Venus and Capricorn, she's going to take it very seriously. So you will be taking certain connections that you're making with others pretty seriously. Now, Mercury in Scorpio in that third house will further emphasize that intuitive nature with your mind. And so you may have clairvoyant opportunities, meaning you get these visions or you get this information that seems to come out of nowhere. And it's important to listen to it and do some investigating around it, create some spaciousness with it. Also, Mercury in Scorpio has a way of communicating in this third house in a very beautiful, almost flowery kind of way, in a deeply intense way that makes people feel emotionally safe. You may be also working with safety and trust issues here or topics when you're working with that third house is, can I trust my thoughts? Can I trust the information that I'm receiving? And then how can I help others trust me when I'm trying to communicate things? And so you will find that with Mercury here, you can, if you are, let's say, working with communication as a topic, you can learn how to communicate in a way that allows others to feel safe and secure as well. Now, Mars and Mercury are squaring off with Saturn and the Moon on the 10th of November. And I'm pointing this out to every sign simply because it's during these couple of days that we may feel a little moody, a little heavier with Saturn and the Moon here. There's tension because of the square, but there's also depressive feelings. If it feels more like a heavier energy, do take time to retreat for just a little bit. With this Scorpio season, it gives us permission to really pull in and get private. But I will tell you that it also offers, especially with Mercury and Mars in that third house, that secrets could come up and out that may not feel good to any of us. In particular for you, Virgo, that it may be something that was hidden that you're like, oh, and it doesn't have to be dramatic. It's not like a love affair per se. It could be for some of you, but most likely it may just be that some information comes to light that you're like, oh, I didn't know about that. And I feel stupid. Right? Nobody likes to feel like a fool. And I think that's the thing, Virgo, is that you're not a fool. You just work with what you work with. You don't know what you don't know. It also can indicate that there's some forceful conversation or ideas that you may have, and you're trying to force this onto others, and they're just not hearing you. They're just shut down. And so it's like, no matter how many times you repeat yourself or how many times you want what you want, you're not getting it. And that's frustrating, right? So do pay attention to about that time around the 10th of November, that tension could run high, especially with Mars here. And not everybody's going to be listening. And not everybody's going to be receptive, even if you are trying to communicate in the best way possible. So give yourself space and grace, give others space and grace. We have a partial lunar eclipse in Taurus that's on November 19th. And this is going to be where the third and ninth house for you are going to oppose each other, and it's going to be active. So when you're working with that third and ninth house on an eclipse, there's finalization that often happens during eclipses. And it may be that you just finally let go of an old belief. Maybe there's a particular soapbox that you've stood on for a while, and it's like, nah, that doesn't serve me anymore. It may also be, on a real positive note, that you are letting go or releasing some of your ideas out to others, and it has a long, large reaching effect. Some of you may connect some friends or co-workers with with someone particular in your life that helps expand their horizons. And by doing so, it expands your reputation. There's an expansion here when we're working with ninth house, and you're wanting to have your experiences to give you more information. So if you think about it from the third house, it's more of this rudimentary kind of tangible information, whereas ninth house is more of your abstract, and I need some experiences socially to anchor in what I believe. And in doing so, again, with this lunar eclipse, it may be that you have let go of some ideas that you held on to, and now you can create new ones because you're letting something go. So space is being created. You create new ones that you want to communicate and share with others. I really feel that towards the end of November, you'll find your experiences and your ability to be able to communicate much lighter, where people just naturally want to come to you. I did mention the whole fifth house being active with Venus there in Capricorn. So she'll be in there for quite some time during the month of November. And while she's in Capricorn, you may attract to you somebody who wants if you're single, somebody who wants to date you, and they take relationships seriously. And you guys are going to talk about, this is more that communication, because it's going to make a sextile to your third house. You may easily communicate what you value, and they line up with each other, and you're willing to take your time and build the relationship over time. And you may also find that you take yourself a little more seriously than usual during that time, but that gives you pleasure, especially if you're looking at expressing yourself, whether personal or professional, and being taken seriously. This is a good placement for Venus. It also has an indication that you may attract opportunities to be able to deal with children, or something youthful here, something that allows you to not only take the relationship, the new dating scene seriously, but have some fun while you're doing it. And that's really the whole point behind dating, just saying. Now, that included, we got the sun in Sagittarius. Mercury moves into Sagittarius. So sun in Sagittarius in your fourth house, November 22nd. Mercury in Sagittarius, November 24th, further activating that fourth house. So you may find that you get to expand, excuse me, your home life, that maybe some of you are moving or relocating. It's a great time to travel, and it's right around the holiday season, really kicking off now. And so this may be where you host holiday parties at your house. Maybe there's a housewarming party if you move homes, and that gives you a chance to connect, and it also gives you a chance to feel lighter and more fun. Those of you Virgos who are partnered with somebody, this may also be an opportunity for the two of you to really find some joy and experiences, adventure at home. And it may be adventure through, decorating, or it could be adventure through, you have a second home somewhere that you're finally able to get some, maybe you're building one, for example, and you're able to finally get your permits done, and maybe put some other things into the house before, you're ready to finish it, just as examples. The other thing is with this fourth house is it's the past. And so what you may find too is you and your beloved, or if it's just you alone, that you will go into your past and you'll be willing to go on an adventure. I say adventure because it's Sagittarius, but you're able to expand your understanding, your psychological safety around what's happened for you in the past and how it can benefit you and move you forward. Now we have that beautiful sextile of Venus and Mars, the cosmic lovers, happening around November 28th, activating that third and fifth house. So I'm setting all this up for you to say, I really feel by the end of the month, you should have a lot more fun, pleasure, connection, and communication, especially if you are looking at relationship on a personal level, romantic level. This should really create a lot of activity around it. So do put yourself out there, give yourself permission to go to holiday parties and socialize and just have some fun, take a little risk. If you're not interested in relationship at all, or it's just not on your mind at the moment, then use this time to just show people who you are, that best version of you. Do some socializing. And even if that's just connecting by, Zoom or FaceTime or whatever technology, use it to your advantage to be able to feed your soul. That's what this is all about. The first part of November for you, Virgo, is about really getting yourself organized and going deep into what is it that I understand about myself. So what do I understand about a subject matter? How do I communicate that effectively? And then you finish the month with being able to have it all organized so that when you are showing up for a new partner or your current partner or for yourself, you can feel light, confident. There's a confidence factor here that can get really ramped up. And most of all, you can have fun. Not every day is fun in life. I get that, but we need those moments of fun to recharge our batteries so we can take on those tougher moments. There's other eclipses coming. We have one again in December. We'll talk about that for the December horoscope. So just to put some pins on the map here, enjoy the process of the month. Try not to take it too seriously, but do enjoy the day-to-day, ebbs and flows, going along with the flow, going with the process. I feel like I really need to say that to you, Virgo, because I know you can get caught in trying to think and plan about every little detail. And what I'll say is that during this month, see if you can have fun, even with the little details. Don't let them stress you. It's okay if a detail falls through the cracks because you'll have the opportunity to pick them back up. All right. I really hope this helps, Virgo. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. As you know, this is a general reading. If you want something more specific, please come find me at jamiedawn.com. And I look forward to connecting with you. Have such a good month.